nobody knows. I just feel like maybe we need to change our intro so it adds that last part because I always feel like, we need it. I just need to sing it.
But then I think everyone needs to hear you sing it. So I think that's part of it now.
Maybe.
And I had texted you earlier because I was catching up today. So I was watching on my laptop at one point. And the kids were like painting. They were talking amongst themselves, being crazy, all this stuff. But clearly the intro music stuck in the 6-year-old's head as he was then painting, just going, nobody knows. I was like, what? Did you heard that? What else are you hearing, by the way? Let me make sure.
What are you hearing that you haven't talked about in this show?
Never mind.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Angela's drunk.
I am not. I have had 3 sips of my beverage. It kind of looks like the color of Kevin McAllister's slime in Home Alone 2, by the way. No, I've had 3 sips of this. Thank you very much.
I think I'm staying with what I said. I said what I said.
No, if you haven't listened to the podcast, Magical Mommy Monday podcast, highly recommend. I do mention the fact that I am an extreme lightweight, and one drink is more than enough to get me having a really fun time, as seen in one of my Instagram photos, which is me hula hooping by myself at Disney Springs.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It might actually what's the picture you have on your YouTube page?
That was me meeting the Ewoks at it was May. It was like the anniversary of Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
I don't think, no, it wasn't May the 4th. Maybe it was. I don't know. Anyway, but it was the anniversary, and then they had an after hours party that night.
Right.
And I went to that, and then I met the Ewoks, and then I insulted one, and then it got mad at me.
Wow. All right. Have you ever seen the video of little Jen going, I'm not scared of them, I just don't like them, about the Ewoks?
No.
Okay, maybe we'll post that. It's not Jen at her best, but I think we have to post it. It's very quick, but there's enough of an accent. It's little me, my crazy teeth, and it's award-winning, really. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. I'm going to send it to you after this. And then we'll decide if we post it publicly. I feel like it's been out there. Maybe it hasn't. I may have kept it under wraps. Also, we have to discuss, because I feel like I'm just wearing everything you wear a week later.
Did you get it? Did you? Oh, you did.
Okay, but here's the thing. I kind of didn't mean to get it.
How is this an accident?
So, okay, you had sent me the link for it. And I was like, oh, it's so cute. And I put it in the cart. And then I started second guessing. I'm like, it's March. It's going to be warm soon. Do I need more sweats? Even though that's all I live in is sweats and PJs. And I don't want to be wearing anything else except that all the time. And I was like, I don't know. So I thought I put it in the save to later. I thought I put it over there. Then I had ordered other things. Had it delivered today. And I was like, because clearly I didn't pay attention when I hit checkout of what my order was.
Okay, so let me ask you, did you buy yourself a birthday present this year?
No, I don't do that.
Okay, so happy birthday!
I don't like my birthday, and I don't like buying myself things, so.
Okay, well, we're going to change that. We're siblings now. I love my birthday. Also, whenever I wear these headphones, I get really insecure because of one live stream. When I worked for Touring Plans, I did a Facebook Live once a week or something. And there was one live where I wore these and I kept taking drinks. And every time I took a drink, you could hear me swallow super loud. Nice. And then that was all the comments when we uploaded it to YouTube. It's like, she's such a loud swallower. And so now I'm really insecure about these. So just let me know if I'm swallowing loud.
Okay. And just extra slurping.
I'll just go like this.
Right.
When I swallow my drink.
I think it'll add something to the show.
Yeah, it'll just add a little annoying factor. Okay.
I don't think that's annoying.
So many people are here. I see the comments.
I know.
It's so
hard to catch up. Hold on, guys. Slow down.
Come on. Let me scroll.
Slow down.
Okay, we're all caught up.
Lots of replays, guys. Thank you for watching the replay because we were talking to you tonight.
Honestly. We are finishing season 1 of Grey's Anatomy today.
Yes, as I literally finished season 1 of Grey's Anatomy today. Because I don't know why I am waiting. We talked about this last week, like, oh, whatever, 4 episodes, 5 episodes, no big deal. We can do that.
Totally doable.
I'm not doing it except as if it's a school project and I'm waiting to the last minute. Why am I doing this? Monday, I had all night. I was like, perfect. Yeah. You know what? Even if I do 3 episodes tonight and 1 episode in the next 2, it's fine. No, I watched none on Monday. Instead, I watched Parenthood again. So then on Tuesday, I'm like, well, let's see. I have a live recording and I'm recording Theme Park Thursday. Not really time for it.
Right. We set the bar a little too high. Yeah. Right off the bat. We're going to have to renegotiate that for season 2, I think.
We'll have to divide it up equally. Maybe we'll see how many episodes there are and figure that out and do some math. You know,
we're going to have to figure that out. Yeah. There's only more episodes per season though, as we continue. So
this is short, quick.
I think we thought this would, we'd like just burn through these and then be on to a new show in a few months. I feel like that's not going to happen now. Yeah. So we're just going to count on building a following and people looking forward to this, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we've changed over at least 2 people I can think of that have started watching Grey's Anatomy since we have started the gray area. And if you want to count me, that's 3.
I'm like, you and your husband not count.
Excluding us, 2 other people.
Well, that is true. Except
major.
Long Island Frank is not here.
Yeah, so what are you working? What are you doing?
Someone broke a promise. Anyway, we should probably get going. Okay.
And he shouldn't be working because at 9:00, Real Housewives of New Jersey's on, so he has to be home for that probably.
Someone just overcommitted on St. Patrick's Day.
Whatever.
Please prioritize. Okay, let's jump in because I feel like I could ramble on forever, especially since I've now had 4 sips of my
drink. It's going to get crazy soon, guys.
Just get ready for the tangents. Crazy. Okay, so I'm like, where did we leave off? Yeah. Okay.
So we're at episode 6 of season 1. Mm-hmm.
If Tomorrow Never Comes. Yeah. So, summary, all the interns are in awe when a woman comes in with a record-breaking tumor, and basically it's not good for her. Bailey knows about Meredith and Derek, which was ended very embarrassing last time we left off on this stream. And yeah, she's not happy with Meredith. Meanwhile, Christina and Burke, they're going through the gigs together, and then Izzy has to perform some major operation on her own because Alex didn't put batteries in his pager. I mean, just typical. Standard. Anyway, so.
Welcome, Dr. Jacqueline. And yes, I have notes on it.
Yes. Okay. So how are we feeling about Grey so far, Jen? Like, do you feel like you're a convert yet?
I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm getting into the characters. I'm starting to have feelings about them where I'm like, I'm just really annoyed by you, or like, oh, this is interesting, or you seem to be growing as a person. There's different things happening. So I feel the attachments are forming.
Okay, so we're getting somewhere. And that's at the end of 1 season.
Right.
Okay. That's about on time, I'd say. Yes, continue.
So, I mean, maybe we'll start with Dr. Jacqueline's point here about Alex. I have written down another episode where Alex should be fired this time. I mean, like, why he's bad-mouthing a patient. There's more sexual harassment happening in, like, wherever he is. You like what you see. Just stop, especially in the locker room. Why is this chatter happening? And then you're bad-mouthing the patient. Why are you still have a job? I don't understand. You've been a resident for 6 episodes and you've done a lot of horrible things and you need to go. And I know you don't go, but you need to go.
It only gets worse as far as doctors getting away with things that they shouldn't. So like if that's something that you're going to get annoyed by, like maybe we just shouldn't be doing this.
Maybe we shut it all down now because every episode someone does something they shouldn't be doing, which I have caught on to. Yeah, and the whole, first of all, okay, or my 10th of all, I don't know what I'm up to with Alex. So you have a low battery on your pager. Okay, but you and Izzy were supposed to be in one area of the hospital because the big surgery was going on, right? So it was supposed to be you guys handling it all. Why, as a responsible adult who wants to be a doctor, are you then sitting in watching the surgery? You just assume nothing's happening and you're not getting paged? Shouldn't you go? Oh, hi, Dad. That was adorable.
My dad just came in for those listening. Gave me a kiss on the cheek. Oh my gosh, Jen's losing it.
I love it. I love him. Okay, so anyway, like, what are you doing? Why wouldn't you go check in and be like, this is kind of weird. I haven't heard anything. Let me go make sure everything's okay.
I know, like your whole job is to run around as a surgical intern and do all the scut work, and you're just wondering why you're free for 3 hours.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You're just hanging out. What are you doing? Yes. Not changing your pager battery is also not an acceptable excuse. That's on you. Fired. Agreed. On top of the sexual harassment that no one has brought charges against you for.
But I mean, it just kind of shows another like scuzzy move by Alex, how he's so nice to the patient so he can get on the surgery, and then he gets himself in trouble with that intercom.
Yep.
She calls him out on it.
Yep.
Is it the end of this episode that we find out that Christina's pregnant?
I think it's the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So we don't know that. So we're not ready to talk about it yet.
Right.
Spoiler.
So yeah, and then Dr. Bailey knowing about the McDreamy fling and how that's playing into it, and it's her problem now and all of that. And I think the main, because every episode has a theme to it. So, this theme is the whole not doing things out of fear and is knowing better than wondering. I mean, I feel like we could just tangent and spiral about that for a while. But how do you feel about that? Is knowing better than wondering? What's your take?
As far as Bailey knowing about their relationship?
Your whole life.
Oh, just whole life in general.
Yeah.
I think it's better to know personally, but maybe that's because I'm a nosy person and I'm just curious and I like to know things.
Okay.
And I like to learn. I feel like I'm a little naive by nature. So I don't want to be that way.
I think I can confirm that. And I love you so much.
Just like, oh, sweet summer child.
But there are many times where I'm like, you don't actually believe that's what it is, do you? That's not what's happening.
And I'm like, it's not.
I love it. Oh, look who it is, Long Island Frank.
Oh, welcome.
Just finished season 2. You are flying.
We're not there yet.
All right, we're talking about episode 6 right now, Long Island Frank. If you would like to chime in on any thoughts you had, we're also discussing if knowing is better than wondering with anything in life, not just Grey's Anatomy. So,
what are your thoughts on that for real life?
I think, that can probably start me on a spiral of anxiety, but I think, knowing is better than wondering because I will wonder about everything constantly and my mind just goes a lot. And I play things out a lot and all of that. So, but knowing helps mitigate all of that. And if you don't do things because you're afraid, I feel like that's why people don't do most things, right? Like, because they're afraid. There's like a nervousness about it or whatever. Usually, if you just do it, you surprise yourself. So that's a good thing too. But yes, wondering does create too many crazy scenarios. Same, yeah. It's always worse in your head than what the actual is.
Well, and that's kind of where my anxiety stems, is that fear of the unknown. Yeah. Where if I just know, just like do it or whatever it is, then I'm like, okay, I'm cool, we're good.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
Awesome. All right. Is there a fun fact for episode 6?
There is, because there's really not much to say about episode 6.
Yeah.
So we'll just transition along. Okay. So when Shonda Rhimes was speaking to Oprah, she was saying that Bailey is a little bit based off of her mother. Her mother's very no nonsense. Bailey says stuff like, these people are nasty. All they think about is sex, blah, blah, blah. And Shonda Rhimes' mother is definitely like that, and definitely more of a realist, kind of like Bailey.
Nice. All right, good. I love the fun facts. They're my favorite.
Literally Googled it like 20 minutes ago. So, okay. So then we are on to episode 7, which is called the self-destruct button. And this is where Christina discovers that she's pregnant. She hasn't been feeling good all day. She thought she had the flu, but Burke's like, well, I'm fine. You didn't get it from me. George finds out that the anesthesiologist has been drinking on the job and has to tell Shepard about it. But there's kind of more to that, because Izzy and George also find out that the person that Meredith is sleeping with is Dr. Shepard as well. So there's like a kind of what's the word? I can't think of the word. Anyway, there's some stuff there. There's some tea.
Yeah.
Izzy's mad at Meredith about it. And it's just, I feel like there's just like a lot of drama surrounding this episode.
Right. I enjoyed the hold on, let's bring up Dr. Jacqueline here. I love your notes as well. Yes, the whole part. Yes. And we were like this, Dr. Jacqueline. Okay. So I enjoyed George saying when someone asks, is Dr. Shepard good, meaning at surgery, he's like, at just about everything, because this is also when the roommates have discovered that McDreamy is in their house making a lot of ruckus at night with Meredith.
Lots of ruckus.
Lots of ruckus. Yeah, in the beginning I had Dr. Yang Prego. Obviously that came to be. I also, this whole power dynamics thing. So I guess there's the whole code. You don't, question people above you in rank and all that kind of stuff. But I am sorry, if someone reeks of alcohol in the OR and there's a baby on the table, I mean, if there's anyone on the table, but there's a baby on the table, no.
You have to say something.
How do you not do that? And also, now why isn't that doctor fired? He sat there, he messed up the child. She started waking up. And then he's like, go get your stuff together. Like,
I know, that's what I always wonder. I'm like, he's like, go get together. I'm like, so does that mean like go get some help and like go to like rehab and like that? Or does that mean like get some
go
coffee
wash your face? Like, that's ridiculous.
I know. I'm like, there was no follow-up with him, and we pretty much never see him again. So that always kind of bugged me.
That was annoying. I know, he's one of those fleeting characters that like they appear in the OR, you never see them again. And I'm just like, but here's another doctor in this hospital that should be fired. I have a list going at this point.
And is Derek going to say anything? I don't know. The other thing I liked is when Izzy calls Meredith out and is like, you have everyone's respect without even trying. Like, I grew up in a trailer park. I went to state school. Like, stereotypical wise, I'm being judged just for walking in the door. But you come from privilege. Look at who your mom is, and no one questions that you should be there. And like, you're doing this to yourself. You're making yourself look worse on purpose. So she kind of called her out, but at the same time, like, neither of them can help that. Like, Meredith can't help who she likes. She's tried to resist. She can't help where she comes from. Izzy can't help where she comes from. But it's not fair that Izzy's looked at differently because of any of that.
Correct. Agreed. I agree with this whole, like, you point out the problem, you are the problem. Exactly. No, that's not how the way the world should work. And unfortunately it does a lot, but I don't like it. Right. Yeah. I don't really, I'm not feeling good about it. Let's see, what else did I say? I mean, I did appreciate McDreamy like apologizing to George, but like, okay, but like, what else is being done? And I know, obviously, I'm looking too into this. It's a show, whatever. It's more about them and McDreamy and George. They're the characters. This other guy is never even going to be on again, but whatever. I'm wondering about it.
Okay, question for you. what did you think about Christina being pregnant? Were you like, oh, or were you like, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw that coming. It's pretty. The writing was on the wall with that one.
True.
I think.
Yeah.
And I felt like at the end, you see Meredith and McDreamy actually go to sleep. It's getting real, guys. Don't mind the drag race apparently happening down my block. Things are getting real. They are actually sleeping.
Yes.
That's big. That's major.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that honeymoon period is slowly dissipating.
Exactly. Anyway. Can you
is this
seriously?
Is this American Graffiti?
What is happening?
Do we need to talk about this?
I am getting a text message from our friend Allie. She wants to know what you're drinking again. So can we review for the audience that tuned in a little later of what you're drinking? 4 sips. Yeah. Oh, that is more than 4 sips. Things are about to get crazy.
Made progress. So for those wondering, this green drink that I'm currently consuming, my husband made it. He is my bartender. Mm-hmm. It is Jeremiah weed and green lemonade.
Yeah. And you wanted to add more lemonade right before starting. And they were like, no, go back in there and just drink it.
I did add more lemonade, but Michael's like, you're drinking it with a straw from the bottom. Like, you're getting all the alcohol. You need to drink it from the top. I'm like, okay, fine. But he didn't really say it like that.
Right.
So, Dr. Jacqueline, the Preggers thing felt kind of forced to me. Like, they wanted Christina to have a personal conflict because most of her character is based only on medicine.
Right. I can see that.
Yeah. I don't know, Dr. Jacqueline, how far you are into season 2, but yeah, I mean, I feel like it does get more interesting though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I feel like at this point I'm the only person not going ahead in the seasons. I am staying true to the week to week.
Yeah, like Frank, who's just barreling on through.
He's going to be finished with the entire series by the time we go. Is there an episode 7 fun fact?
Yes. Okay. No, I'm going to save that one till the end.
Oh,
okay. So I think I might have said this before, but I don't remember. Many of the show's storylines are based on real medical cases.
Right.
So so like when they're writing the story, the story writers, whenever they get to like a medical part, they'll just be like the script will say like, blah, yada, yada, medical. And then like they have medical researchers that will look for real cases. And then the writers team will spend hours poring over medical journals to find like good cases to use.
Right.
And then they'll also receive tips from fans. Like the fans will write in with medical stories that they've found. And sometimes that will make it on the show.
That's fun. We should submit some stuff.
Oh my God.
First of all, your whole family should sit down and come up with all the stories that your dad has seen.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I should ask him for any good ones. Like, have you seen anything really weird?
Yeah, I'm just taking some notes. It's not
like any like Dr. House type things.
Right.
Yeah. It's not a wrong show, but you know what I mean.
Whatever. It's all medical shows. It's fine. All right, episode 8.
Yes, we're just like going like right through. This is
I
good.
know. Oh, okay.
Episode 8.
Because we're trying not to tangent, but I mean, we can tangent.
It is hard not to tangent.
If anyone knows us, they know we tangent
all the time. Episode 8 is called Save Me.
Yes.
Meredith and Derek grow closer. Alex and Burke argue and perform a risky procedure. Has to do with a heart. And then Izzy treats a psychic while Christina treats a pregnant patient. I mean, I didn't particularly think that this episode was super interesting. Again, keep in mind, people, that I have seen these episodes like 20 times.
Right. Yeah.
So, but like, there are some episodes that I pay attention to and some that I'm just like, okay, like I can scroll on Instagram while I watch this or do something else.
Yeah. I felt like it was kind of to be the setup to the finale of the season, usually like the second to last, like they're building everything up to really create those cliffhangers for the final episode. And yeah, I didn't really get that from this. I was kind of confused with like what was going on with McDreamy like throughout a little bit, because I mean, in previous episodes, he has been all like, no, we're still doing this. This is going to still happen. When she's been all like, we can't. He's like, nah, we're still doing this. And then there seemed to be more of like why don't you just go with the flow? Why do we need to figure it out? But then like at the end, it's almost like, no, this is a relationship, isn't it? Like, and there's a lot of kind of contradicting, I don't know.
No, I totally agree. Like this whole time he's been pursuing, and then it's like, but I don't actually know much about you. He's like, oh, well, why do we need to get serious here? Like,
right.
Let's back off a little bit, take a step back.
Right. So that was kind of weird. But then like at the end, then we see where McDreamy has been living and that he has all this land and all that kind of stuff. So we learned a little bit more about McDreamy. Not as much as we learned in the last episode, but we'll hold on that. Let me see here. The psychic. Are you a believer in psychics?
Generally not. There is one, I'd say, on YouTube that I'm like, wow, like you actually predict real things. But other than that person, I'm like,
I think you sent me that person, didn't you? Did you?
I did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, other than that one person, I don't know.
Yeah. I think it can depend. I mean, obviously there are people out there who take advantage of situations, but like there's a part of me that believes that someone can pick up on enough energy, maybe.
Yeah. Like I have family members who have premonitions.
Mm-hmm.
And like they'll have a feeling that something is or is not going to happen or like stuff like that. So I believe in stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like, like tarot cards, I think that's, I don't know if they're completely accurate, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I also have, once again, poor George. But I mean, really, is poor George even so poor until that last episode? I mean, it's still the whole season, every episode I can say poor George for various things.
Where are we at with George in this episode?
I don't even remember. I literally just wrote poor George.
I know. I'm like, what happens with George?
I think the next episode.
The next episode, George.
The next episode with George, I think, is the syphilis. But I don't think with this one.
George gets a date this episode, but we don't really know.
Okay, so yeah, right. But I think, I don't know. It was probably about the surgeries. I don't know. I always feel like there's just something. There's always a moment where I'm saying poor George. I need to be more clear in my notes for next time because I'm forgetting. Yes, he is definitely the puppy of the group. Like you almost feel bad and you also like start to second guess, like, is this what you want to do? Do you want to be a doctor? Do you really want to be a doctor, but you're struggling and you need you're just not getting it the way other people are getting it? I don't know. There's something though.
Well, he's treated like the underdog. He's the one that people seem to kick.
Mm-hmm.
Like they kick the dog in George a lot.
Yes.
It was interesting to see some doubt with Dr. Burke this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Normally he's super confident. He always knows the answers, but this time he really didn't. He's like, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
Even though Alex found another solution with a bovine heart for the patient, who was an Orthodox Jew, which I thought that was really cool because you don't typically see that on TV.
Yeah.
But yeah, Burke had a lot of doubt, and on top of it, like Christina just wants nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you want to like talk or go to the on-call room? She's like, get away from me.
Yeah. So that's also going on this episode because we see her trying to make an appointment for an abortion. Mm-hmm. And just avoiding him in the meantime, so he doesn't even know what's going on.
Which, I mean, back then, would you have really seen that a ton on TV?
Right. Probably not. What year is this?
Probably
so old in 2005. But no, it's true. Yeah, probably not that much.
So I mean, that was pretty. I'm losing my words today. I have a word in my head.
It's the drink.
I can't. Okay. I just want you to know it's not even half gone. So can we just like relax with that?
But like, I mean,
maybe it's. I want to say it's really revolutionary, but I'm like, that's not the word. What is the word? I don't know the word.
I think you're thinking of. Oh, I had it actually in my head.
And it's not
it.
forward.
And unfortunately, I gave you crap for the drink, and then I lost it. So karma.
So
karma for me
today.
Yeah, karma. I mean, every day is just my brain is mush. Do you have a fun fact for episode 8?
We're like, let's just move forward. Okay, well, this is my one. This is my last one.
Oh.
And it is kind of introducing the new character. So we've had a couple crossovers in Hollywood movies with Grey's Anatomy characters. So Patrick Dempsey, and then a character that will be introduced in like season 3-ish, Kevin Mckidd. They were in the movie Maid of Honor together.
Yes.
And then Sandra Oh and Kate Walsh, who we find out is Derek's wife.
Spoiler.
I know. They were a lesbian couple in Under the Tuscan Sun, which is like one of my favorite movies.
I love that movie.
One of my favorite movies ever.
Oh my gosh. So much.
I love it so much. But yes, you guys, I spilled the beans.
Yeah.
Episode 9, Who's Zooming Who? We find out that Derek is married.
Now, here's the thing.
Did you see this coming?
Well, it's one of those things I have said over the years. I've heard a lot of things. I'm into the pop culture. I'm into I would read magazines. I would watch the TV talk shows, so I feel like there's a lot in my brain. I forgot though, as I'm watching this throughout that he's married. But as soon as I saw her, I was like, oh, right. Because then isn't there a spinoff of Private Practice after that with her? Yeah.
Yep.
So like it was all coming back to me at that point. I was like, oh, right. I forgot that this was happening. Yeah.
Yes. So Derek was married. I started watching in season 2. So everything that happened in season 2, I felt differently about because I didn't know what happened in season 1.
Right.
So when I actually went back, and I'm like, oh, he's married this whole time. Then I'm like, oh, okay, this makes a lot of sense. It just kind of sucks. It sucks because, Meredith had finally decided to open up to him. She had finally, they'd settled into their little, coupling, sitting down for breakfast, and he'd been staying at her house, and they're just kind of having an actual relationship. And then, he's married and everything's changed now. And then poor George.
It's always poor George.
Gets the sif. Sex man. And from Alex, which of course it's from Alex.
I mean, obviously. Can we go back to Patrick Dempsey for a moment?
Yeah.
I feel like I go way back with Patrick Dempsey. So to me, in this first season, as he's wooing Meredith, I'm all like, whatever, you're kind of cute. I don't care. But then I'm thinking through all the movies where I liked. Did you ever see Lucky 7?
No.
You're gonna need to see that with Kimberly Williams. And him. It used to be a movie that would play on ABC Family all the time. It's just one of those really random.
Kimberly Williams.
I love her because Father of the Bride. So
I mean, obviously, yeah.
Enchanted, Sweet Home Alabama. Even though he kind of, don't win out.
He's so nice in that movie.
He is. With Honors way back. Anyway, I just.
That's right.
Yeah,
he wasn't with Honors.
I just feel like as I watch him in this beginning part here, I'm like, whatever, you're kind of getting me in a rom-com way or whatever. But then I'm like, oh, wait, right, I forgot you were married. So now I'm going to have to see how this plays out. And I'm probably not going to like you at some point. And I know there's plenty of gossip about him as well in Hollywood overall. So there's always that, no. Anyway.
I mean, okay, you're gonna go through a phase where you don't really like him. That you're not gonna like him a little bit,
right?
And then you're gonna like him, and then you're not gonna like him, and that's around the time of all that Hollywood gossip.
Yeah,
and then he leaves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everyone knows that, so it's not a secret.
True.
Yeah.
I'm just catching up, Dr. Jacqueline here. I was so happy to see George punch Alex because it's what we all want to do.
I mean,
He shouldn't have a job and he needs to be punched. And especially that he was the one he knew. He knew.
And like he's like beefing George up this whole time, being like, you're the man. Like people are talking about you. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you're only saying this because you gave him syphilis and you're trying to like make him feel better. It was really funny though. The scene when he's getting the penicillin shots and like all the girls
everyone's coming in.
That was hilarious. That was so funny.
Such a cute little roommate dynamic there.
I know, poor George.
A part of this episode that I enjoyed was a guest appearance by Wendy Davis, also known to me as Joan Burton from Army Wives. She was the wife that was pregnant of Burke's best friend.
Oh, yeah.
So I love her from Army Wives, so I was happy to see her. That's my other show I go back to when I just need to watch shows, because she on Army Wives is married to Sterling K. Brown. My boy. I love him so much.
Oh, he's so cute. Oh
I love him so much. Anyway, so yeah, I have down here McDreamy McMarried, because I think, the whole episode is about secrets, and then you see the chief find out, that
it's a brain tumor too.
Right? Yeah, it's like, you know what? I can see you, and that's not a great idea. You should probably not do that.
That's not how you treat colleagues.
Yeah. So there's, all these little secrets coming out here and there, more and more, and then the big reveal of, well, maybe you two shouldn't be doing what you're doing.
It was just a bummer, but like it's such a good ending. And like if you think about it, how this whole show started and how this was the end of the pilot season, how could you not offer an episode or a season 2 after that?
Right. Oh yeah.
Like, that is like a killer ending. And I thought of another trivia fact.
Oh.
I don't think that Ellen Pompeo, I don't think she knew the ending. That Derek was married, but I think he only found out maybe the last episode he found out.
Right.
Or something. He found out before her, but I don't think either of them knew that he was even married. And I knew that he found out before she did. So like it was kind of kept a secret even amongst the actors.
Right. And I love how he was like, I'm so sorry. Like, it's about to get bad over here. I'm sorry about this whole thing. My bad. Hey, yeah.
Don't really know what to say here.
Yeah. But it's interesting that it was only like 9 episodes because it's a first season. So, they got everything out quick and made sure to tie everyone up and who's with who and what's going on and all the drama to go into like the longer season 2 with all the cliffhangers now. Because you never saw Christina go to an appointment. So what happens there? McDreamy's McMarried. So what happens there? There's a lot happening.
What's going to happen with George and Alex? I mean, Izzy and Christina kind of finished up their autopsy that was performed illegally. That was kind of fixed. But we wonder about Christina. We wonder about George. We wonder about Meredith. So, I mean, there's going to be stuff to look forward to for next season. Keep in mind, everyone, all the people watching live. Next week, we have no episodes to catch up on. We're taking a breather. Jen and I might go live. I'm going to be at Universal, so we might go live from the park.
I'll just be in Orlando.
Just
so
like really
whatever.
Just like name dropping. But the week after, we will continue with season 2.
Yes, for sure.
We will just update you on the social medias, what episodes we're going to watch.
Yeah, we got to figure out how we're going to tie up the season there and divide it up. My takeaways from season 1, I think would include, everybody dies. Not everybody. One person dies every episode. I feel like that's
in season 2 or season 1?
No, season 1. It feels like someone dies every episode. And I almost feel like George was there having to tell the family for almost all of the deaths, but that's just me. Poor George. And I also feel that everyone could have been fired at some point. Christina and
Yes.
Izzy are doing the illegal autopsy. They could have been fired for that.
Yep. Mhm.
Obviously, Alex, every episode you should be fired. And you know what? There is not even like a good moral compass there that like Izzy and Christina were trying to do something good by doing something illegal.
No, it's
You are just a scumbag. So you gotta go.
it just happened to work out for them.
Yes.
They got lucky.
And I think Meredith is also going to have to figure out everything with her mom and what she's struggling with there. So I think there'll be more to come on that. Those were my takeaways, I think.
Yeah, it's so hard because I've seen it so many times that my brain just gets jumbled. It gets jumbled with like season 1 and season 2 facts.
Yes.
It will remain to be seen how Meredith responds to this, and even how Derek does. You know, is he going to be happy that his wife's around? I mean, he's away from her for a reason.
Yes.
And what does that mean for their relationship with him and Meredith?
Yeah.
And then Christina, you know, she's aiming to have an abortion, but is she going to tell Burke about the baby at all?
Right. Will that come out at all?
And where will her relationship stand with him afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Allie also says George is the Charlie Brown of season 1, and I think that's an excellent sum up.
I think that's very accurate.
Yeah, accurate. Way to go.
Like a more positive Eeyore?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I know Charlie.
Like he tries to come out of the gate, but then leaves like Eeyore.
Yeah,
you know, like,
I agree.
Woo, I'm gonna do this.
It's like, well, I tried.
Loves me. Yeah, exactly.
I tried. Well, okay. So in the meantime, since we are not going to be live for next week, I encourage you to listen to our podcast. It's the Magical Mommy Monday podcast. We had a really great episode this week with Seth Kubersky, who is the author of The Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando. So you can check that out. Otherwise, we will have an episode next Monday.
We do.
So we should have things to tide you over until then.
We have an episode next Monday with a Disney community friend.
Yeah.
Or Universal community friend. And then we'll have another episode, and then we'll kind of be back into our routine again.
Yeah.
I think by the beginning of April, we will have some new episodes of Magical Mommy Monday. Well, these are all new episodes, but you know what I mean. And we'll be back here to start discussing season 2, but we'll keep you all updated on what episodes we'll be discussing along the way.
So you can follow us on Twitter at Magic Mom Monday, Instagram at Magical Mommy Monday. You can email us at magicalmommymondays@gmail.com. Jen is Jenillo, Jenillo on Twitter, and I am Angela Dahlgren on Twitter and Angela_Dahlgren on Instagram. And you can find Jen on Instagram at Dillo's Days.
Yeah.
Do we have our handles?
I think so.
Post?
We can.
StreamYard?
Oh, I could put them here. I could put them in the comments for everyone.
I guess I kind of just said them, so we don't really have to do that. Anyway, everyone.
Oh, wait. You know what? My banner is that I never put on every week.
That's what I meant.
That's what you were talking about. That was really smart. Here's our Twitter.
There we are.
I forget it every single week. They have been here since episode 1, and I don't think I've ever put them up.
See,
Facebook and Instagram.
There we are. We also have a Facebook page.
And Dillo's Sibling Reunion on March 29th. Over on the Dillo's Diz YouTube channel. The three of us will reunite.
I'll be doing a trip report.
Yes, I'm excited.
My uni trip.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, take care. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Bye.